everyone, welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate and I think it is time we get spooky. What do you think? Don't let my jovial yellow top lull you into a false sense of joy. This is gonna be a scary video. I guess even if you're not watching this at Halloween, it's always handy to know what screamers are available to streamers. I love me a rhyme. That's right, we're bringing you the top 10 scariest movies on Netflix right now. But before we slash into this list, why don't you guys let me know what your favourite scary movie of all time is? Actually can't wait to read them. Mine's probably Misery or our number one, which I watched 2 years ago and it still terrifies me today. Also, while you're down there leaving a comment, why don't you hit that thumbs up button and share this video with a friend that you want to watch one of these movies with. Crack out the popcorn and maybe some pepper spray because we are getting into this list. Coming in at number 10 we have Oculus. This is a 2014 banger starring Karen Gillan and is pretty great for a modern spook.
Hey Dad, who's that lady in your office today?
What lady?
We were just kids. We made up a scary stories.
Oculus is directed by Mike Flanagan and is about siblings Tim and Kaylee. When they were teens, Tim murdered their parents, but after 11 years in a psychiatric unit, he is released from protective custody. Kaylee, however, is convinced that her brother had less involvement in the murders than people think, and that somehow an evil spirit unleashed by an antique mirror actually somehow possessed him. This mirror caused the pair's parents to lose it before their deaths. Now, Kaylee had spent most of her life since her parents' murder researching the mirror, and when her brother is released, she comes up with a plan to prove his innocence. But first they need to return to their childhood home and investigate the mirror. As you can imagine, things don't go so well. Rotten Tomatoes have given this movie a respectable 73%, and I think it's one of the better recent horrors out there. Coming into number 9 we have Death Note. Some people may be triggered, others won't.
Written in this note shall die.
This American movie is an adaptation of a popular Japanese manga of the same name, and some people have a lot of opinions about that. Death Note is pretty scary and a great teen flick for the Halloween season. The movie focuses on a high school student, Light Turner, who finds a mystery notebook which allows him to kill anyone whose name he writes down. After killing 2 people, Light starts a relationship with a girl in his class and the pair start killing criminals. It is all fun and baddie killing games until you realise that the Death Notebook is possessed by a demon and that taking the law into your own hands doesn't always end well. Rotten Tomatoes hasn't actually rated this one yet, but it does seem to be a hit on Netflix. Coming into number 8 we have Hush. What drew me into Hush, honestly, was the thumbnail on Netflix. I know that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, etc., but when there are thousands of movies to browse in one place, you kind of have to. Rotten Tomatoes has given Hush 89% on its tomato meter, which actually is pretty darn decent. Hush is from the same writer as Oculus, which came earlier in our list, and is starring Kate Siegel. The 2016 movie centers on a deaf young woman who lives alone in the woods. Basically, after losing her hearing, she simply removed herself from society. If solitude wasn't scary enough, she ends up being stalked by a masked stranger. I don't like a masked creep, but honestly, this is a classic scary movie and masked creeps are, you know, the stuff of it. Coming into number 7 we have It Follows. Must it follow? Really?
Now believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you.
Honestly, this is a classic spook. This is actually a really great movie and we're lucky to have it on Netflix. It comes really highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes with 97% certified fresh. Now this movie is sexy and spooky and definitely R-rated. It follows a college student called Jay who hooks up with a guy only to find out that he has passed a curse to her. The thing that follows is honestly so scary, and if there was ever an advertisement for keeping your legs shut, this is it. Next up, we have a South Korean offering. At number 6, we have The Wailing. The fact that I have to watch this movie with subtitles makes it somehow even scarier. I feel like a lot of Asian countries do horror better than we do in the West because they aren't trapped by Hollywood stereotypes.
아내가 그곳을 건드려 부렸어?
똑같아 증상이 그 사람들이 그놈이 자꾸 눈에 뵈는 것은
So basically, the 2016 movie The Wailing is about a policeman who investigates a mysterious and violent illness that somehow led to a number of people in a village dying. The officer suspects a murderer and then comes across the woman who tells him that it has something to do with a scary stranger seen around. Ladies and gents, I present to you classic horror. This is terrifying, and once again in South Korean, and wow. The Wailing has received 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is actually the highest on this list. Can you handle the spooks? Coming into number 5, we have Mother. At first, it may not seem like Mother is a scary movie, but by the end, you'll be filled not only with the regular kind of dread, but also a scary environmental kind too.
They've come here to see me.
Come quick! Mother is a psychological horror starring Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem, Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer. What a cast! Basically, a couple are living in a house when another couple arrive to disturb the peace. There's a lot of open wounds, beating hearts and cannibalism. Oh, and screaming. There's loads of screaming. This 2017 movie is the artistic type of scary and may leave a few people scratching their heads, but if you like critical thinking, this one's for you. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 69%, so it isn't for everyone. Coming into number 4, we have The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Now, it may not be as good as The Exorcist, but The Exorcism of Emily Rose is a pretty good horror film and is free to watch on Netflix.
Emily? Hey.
Given the title, there are no prizes for guessing what kind of film this is. It's an exorcism film. Emily Rose is a 19-year-old who becomes possessed, horribly so, and while you would expect a good old exorcism to rid her of the demon, it goes wrong. Very, very wrong. Scarier still than the movie itself, The Exorcism of Emily Rose is based on a true story in which a real teenager died. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't think the movie's great, but in my opinion, it is a classic spook and will get you hiding under the duvet for days. Coming into number 3, we have The Conjuring. It was never gonna be long until a movie based on the pursuits of everyone's spooky mates, Ed and Lorraine Warren, was gonna pop up on this list. You know we love them here at Top 10.
There's something horrible happening in my house.
So what makes this 2013 movie truly horrifying is the fact that it is based on real life events, the Amityville hauntings. Following real life events, the story is set in the 1970s in Rhode Island. The Perrin family move into a farmhouse and find that actually it has a spooky secret cellar. What's in the spooky secret cellar? Well, you'll have to find out, but I'll give you a hint. It's not good. The family are plagued by paranormal events and are forced to call in the Warrens, who are demonologists. They agree to investigate the spooks. They soon find that the house once belonged to an accused witch. The Conjuring was a commercial success and got 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh. Not only is it certified fresh, it is certified terrifying. If you love a scary film, then this is a good one. Also, The Conjuring 2 is on Netflix. Coming into number 2, we have Veronica. This is another foreign language film, and it is both terrifying and great in equal measures.
¿Estoy yo sola?
No. No estás sola.
For our Spanish-speaking viewers, you can watch this movie without subtitles, but for the rest of us, we can... For our Spanish-speaking viewers, you can watch this movie without subtitles, but for the rest of us, we can still enjoy it. Honestly, sometimes hearing things in a different language makes them scarier. Veronica is about a Spanish high school student who played with an Ouija board, only it isn't like your average American high school, hers is filled with nuns. Classic Spain. Veronica and her friends use an Ouija board to contact their dead loved ones, but as Veronica's hand is on the glass for the Ouija board, it shatters. It cuts her and makes her drip blood. Now, you don't want to be dripping blood when you're summoning a demon. From then on in, it seems clear that Veronica is possessed. Are you guys ready for the scariest thing about this film? It's based on a true story. Like, gulp. The movie has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think you should watch it. Finally, coming into number 1, this really terrified me, but I think you should watch it. If it's in a word, or if it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook.
Alright? It's just a book. It can't hurt you.
2014 was a good year for horror. Honestly, The Babadook is one of the most artfully scary films I've seen in a long while, and Rotten Tomatoes agrees with my praise. It's rated at 98% certified fresh. The story focuses on mother and son, Amelia and Samuel. Amelia lost her husband when Sam was born, and she continues to struggle with her bereavement, as well as finding it difficult to handle her son, who has behavioural issues. A dark presence seems to haunt Samuel, and one day it makes its way into their home in the form of a book. Honestly, this movie is haunting, and actress Essie Davis is incredible in it. This movie will make you scared of the things that go bump in the night, and all books. Really. If you're too worried about the Babadook though, why not check out the gay Babadook, who's become a pride icon, and then all fear will go out the window. So before we get into the comment section of this video, I want you guys to leave me a comment which I might read out in a future video. I really like doing so. I want to know what your favourite scary movie is, and what the scariest thing you've ever watched on Netflix is. Also, shall we do a top 10 scary TV shows on Netflix? Honestly, I've started watching some recently, like Maniac really terrified me, but I loved it. So just before we go, I'm going to read some comments from my collaboration with Eamon on the top 10 scary horror stories from the deep web. Now, you guys had loads of nice things to say. Fewgrain42 said, "Early, I've been on the dark web if blue waffle counts. If it does, then here's how I did it." Mate, it doesn't count, but I'll read the rest of your comment anyway. They said that they went onto the school computer that their friend was logged into and searched it up. The account wasn't locked or blocked. How far can I push it? Also, can you guys do the top 10 scariest dark web urban legends? I think that's a good idea, but Google is not the dark web, although you can find some horrible things on Google, which you've learned from our Things You Shouldn't Search on Google series. Jennifer gave us some more information and said that .onion isn't like .com or .net. It's a code that is used to hack into the dark web, almost like a binary code. You have to use onion links to get onto the dark web, but you have to find a gate on the surface web first. Actually, that makes a lot of sense, Jennifer. Thank you for clearing that up. I've never been on the dark web, so I have no idea. Also, you guys had some really lovely things to say about Eamon too, and I want to ask you, have you been watching the top 10 Hindi channel? Are you from India? If so, have you been enjoying it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, for now, I am off to watch some more Netflix and get spooky like I only can, because I'm a creep today. I'm your host, Rebecca Felgate. Do make sure you leave a good thumbs up, share this video with a friend, and I'll see you next time.